Hello everyone, I'm here in the Red River Gorge of Kentucky with Al Cornette. Al, would you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've done for a living?
Well, that's a good question. Well, about myself, I never like to brag about myself, but I've been here in the county 53 years now. As a young person, I was always interested in art, but I ended up doing carpenter work with my father, who was a carpenter. And as a GI, I had a GI Bill available, so a friend of mine talked me into going to college at Eastern, EKU in Richmond.
Yes.
And so I ended up down there and graduated with the industrial arts program, you know, the wood shops in high schools that they used to have in most high schools.
Yes.
I taught 1 year of industrial arts, and I wasn't cut out to be a teacher because I wanted to. I don't know how to say this. I wanted to slap the boys around. I knew I couldn't, you know. So I ended up kind of frustrated and hungry at IBM after that, and I was there 13 years as a mechanic or technical illustrator, 5 years, and then as an audiovisual representative. That meant I took pictures, and we had a recording studio, and I was there 13 years, and man, I never did like that stupid tie, white coat, and Florsheim shoes, and all that stuff, and regimentation. IBM's a great company, but I couldn't stand it, and I wanted to paint. I started painting when I was 10 or 12 years old, I guess.
Wow.
Piddling with crayons and stuff, of course, and I've always wanted to be an artist. And I was painting while I was at IBM as an escape thing, emotionally, to get me out of the stress. So I came up here in 73, and eventually in 75, my manager pulled me in his office one day at IBM and said, "Sit down, Al, I want to talk to you." And I said, "No, I want to talk to you." And he said, "Well, what's up?" And he said, "Shut the door." So I shut the door, and, "You want to leave IBM?" I said, "I want out of this outfit." I was dying. I was stressed out every day, and my stomach was upset, and, you know. So that's why I ended up here, and I knew I could have the GI Bill for one thing. That was the only reason I could leave IBM. I knew I had some health benefits I could,
Right.
without a huge cost. And I knew I could get into art and at least make a living. And so I got into reproductions, quote prints, some people call them. Ray Harm started, remember him in Louisville?
Oh, yes.
I knew him. I flew with him to a show one time, and he kind of influenced me. And I knew I could make some kind of living with reproduction of my work. And I made sort of some kind of living at that. But I've been happy ever since. And, you know,
Well,
I haven't regretted that move. And God, I left IBM in 75.
do you have any idea how many paintings you have done?
You know, I've started to count of them exactly what I can remember. I've got most of them on my computer now, since over the last few years, and it's probably close to 100 gorge paintings, maybe.
And also, you're an author.
Well, you know what? As a young man, I wrote a poem one time when I was 12, 13 years old called "That Awful Mouse." But I was always kind of writing things down and writing poems down. So I was up here by myself. My ex-wife, bless her heart, is gone now, but she didn't like it up here. But gee, when I met her, I had to ford a creek to get to her house, you know, but from up in Carter County. But she left, and then I was here by myself, and I was always writing something down or painting.
If some people wants to buy some of your paintings, you've told me a lot of them's at Daniel Boone coffee shop here at Slade, Kentucky. Is that correct?
Yeah, they have a wall space up there, and he left, had had some space on the walls, and I left 2 or 3 paintings up there, and then it kind of grew, and they're nice people that run that, own and run that place, and I have 7 or 8 paintings up now. I went up and got this one this morning. They they don't, they're really nice to me.
Well,
They don't
good.
charge me a commission if I sell one,
Mhm.
and I think they're helping me, and they believe that I'm helping them by doing that. And
Oh,
maybe
absolutely.
I hope so.
That's what we got to do, work together, don't we?
Yeah, and they're nice people. It's worked out very fine.
What advice could you give to maybe a young child starting out in this business, and something that you think might help them down the road?
First thing I say with a young man or a woman that's at least 15, I say, don't do art for a living. You'll starve to death. You know?
It's like the
But
music.
it's a great thing to have. Treat it as a avocation instead of a vocation. Get you a good paying job somewhere and paint or write or do the art thing on the side to keep yourself sane and leveled out, so to speak. And that's what I was doing when I was at IBM. I was painting to get away from the stress, really, and that required a lot of time too. And that's why the marriage didn't work out so well. Maybe, you know.
Yes.
Most of these older artists, especially in Europe, like Van Gogh, they're kind of wacky. They live by themselves, you know, and it must have been for a reason. It's hard to live in a family situation with a bunch of kids around, and you've got to get off by yourself to write or paint. You know, I think it's true everywhere.
I personally want to thank you for sharing your thoughts and your time.
Well,
Maybe help somebody out.
well, if I can give somebody advice, I'm free for that.